All right. Thank you so much. I think we should have that play once again. Does anyone agree with me? Just a simple thumbs up. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's have that play. Thank you so much, Nancy. Nancy is my colleague on the marketing team. And so just so everyone knows that we have more representatives from PaidHR here as well, not just myself, Tosi, and Oyi. All right, so let's get into it. From the video just played, we can see that it just reinforces all that we've been saying, since the beginning of the call, that we're here to get a bit more understanding into our new solutions, PaidHiring, which helps you ensure that you have a smoother experience with your hiring process, helps you cut cost, helps you save time. And on that note, I would just like to go around the room to find out how the HR professionals who are on the call feel about hiring. Whenever it's time to hire for a new role or to, replace a new role, to replace someone in a new role, how do we feel about that? Is it always, an enjoyable experience? What are some of the challenges that we encounter? Please feel free to drop your answers in the chat box. I, as a lead, as a team lead, I have realized that it is not for the faint-hearted, to be very honest with you. Looking for candidates, being drowned by all the influx of applications and digging through all of that for your diamond in the rough, literally. Exactly. It's not always fun. Herculean task. Exactly. So yes, I'm excited to hear what our paid hiring expert Oluwatosin will have to say on how paid hiring helps us, get a better and smoother experience. Or you find someone and they change their mind. Exactly. Or you finally find the person, your diamond, but then another company has snatched them up. And then you have to start all over again. Exactly that. Yes. And of course, our self-onboarding process, which, eliminates the human interactions to the barest minimum so that, it's mostly just plug and play for you. And lastly, our flex payroll plan that caters to businesses of all sizes, that enables you, just come on paid, see the value that you're getting, onboard your people, because of onboard your people with a HRIS model and just run your payroll smoothly. All right. I would like to invite our first expert up, Oyinlola Olawale, who will be doing a little introduction into self-onboarding and flex payroll plan. Hi, Oyin, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm very fine. Thank you. Or how you doing? And how's everyone doing? Thank you for joining. Okay, so I'm actually I didn't wanted you guys to ask me questions, but obviously we would show you what we have, and then we can start a conversation around it. Now, Aurel has mentioned two things. That's the flex payroll and the self-onboarding. Now they come hand in hand, and you can decide to do self-onboarding and you're not running payroll at this time, or you're self-onboarding and you want to run payroll. So ideally, what we've done is to ensure that as HR professionals, we want to set up our account on PaidHR, and we want to do it at our own time, because maybe during the day you're at work and you have to listen to employees' complaints, you have to do some bit of admin, and then when do you actually do your own work, right? So I'm just going to show us or share my screen, and then we can basically see what I'm talking about. And usually we listen to our customers a lot. So I can see some of our customers here too. Thank you for joining. But we listen to customers, and some people have said, I don't I don't know if I want to make this commitment just now, or I really just want to run payroll. I love that you have a lot of suites of products or other features, but right now our pain point is to getting our payroll right. And that's what we've done. So you can come on board PaidHR, and you don't pay us anything until you actually run your payroll. So you're able to have your people, and really you're not even coming to do payroll. We give you additional features like managing your requests, your people's request leaves, how they want to go for their time off, vacation, examination leave, and all of that good stuff. Or you also want to record exits, right? So we're not just, selling just for the flex payroll plan, you're not just running payroll. We've also added extra features to help you use the feature or use paid better. Let me not, talk too much and actually try to share my screen. Okay. All right. Let me just share my desktop because all right, please can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, I can.
All right, so I guess everyone can. So this is basically the first step, right? Again, your PaidHR account is in your hands, and you have all the flexibility to even create your account for the first place, because in as much as you're using a new tool, we also want to ensure that that tool is not overwhelming, and all of the information that you need to get started is right at your fingertips. So the first thing that we've done is to ensure that we can capture your data effectively. So I can sit down, go to this link and create my account, put in my first name, my last name, how many employees do I have, my phone number, the name of my company, an email address that I can be reached on, and the product that I'm interested in, right? So we have the payroll management, performance management, and wage access. Energy access is a beautiful product, by the way, which we can shed more light into. But let's focus on what we're doing today. Then the HRS model and the applicant tracking system, which is also known as PaidHiring. Once I've submitted this form, and also, I like us actually read the terms of, because even myself, like I don't, read it. I just signed that, yes, I've read and I agreed to the terms, but we advise that you actually read into the terms of our service as well as our private policy. So once I'm done with this workflow and I click on submit, I get an email sent to me telling me to confirm my email address, just so we know that you're a real person with a real email address and a real account. And once you're done, you get access to creating your account, right? So this is what your account looks like when you log in. Or please confirm that you can see this new slide that I'm showing.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what we've done is to, tailor all of the things that you need to get done so that you can run your payroll or you can get started. And the way we've tailored it is that you're able to do all of these things in one day, right? So the first thing you want to do is, adding your company details. Like I said, we've broken this down into actionable steps, into steps for you to take. So you kind of know where you're at in your onboarding. You're not just like, oh, there's so many things to do, there's so many things to update, there's so many things to add, right? So at your own convenience, be it if you're in, you like working in the night like me, and you get your best work done late in the night, in the midnight, right? Still early mornings, or whatever time really that you feel like doing this, you're able to set up your workplaces, your statutory information, because PaidHR would also help you remit your taxes, remit your pension, and any other statutory deductions, NHF, NSITF, ITF, and the likes. Then you also disburse salaries, right? To disburse salaries from PaidHR. That's why we require you, we want to know our customer and want to create a wallet for you. And according to the law and regulations, we need to gather some information from you. So something consistent is you're able to see all the steps that you are supposed to carry, right? And it's also telling you how many minutes, on an average, how many minutes will it take for me to do all of these things? 10 minutes, right? We tested it out, sat down to check how many minutes will actually take each person to do all of these things. Now we've added our company details. The next thing is to add employees' compensation. You want to add your pay grades, your pay bands, allowances, right? So you see that the first step is adding company details. The second step is adding up employees' compensation, so that when you're running payroll, that's not the time that you start saying, Oyin ends 100,000 naira, Oyin ends or Tosin ends 500,000 naira. No, we require that you set up this and add as many pay grades that you have, as many pay bands that you have, a little sneak peek of what pay grades look like. We've considered everything that actually will make up your pay grade. We've considered tax reliefs. We've considered pay as you earn and withholding taxes. We've considered, your pension, your taxes. We've considered all of these things when building the product, the configurations of your allowances. If your pension is not on all of your allowances and on just some allowances, all of that has been catered for, and all of that has been considered when creating this picture. We've spoken to professionals like yourself, and professionals like yourself has tested the system all through and through, right? Now, the next thing is to add your employees or your contractors, right? Again, you may have employees that you're paying a salary full-time, part-time, or you have contractors, even the contractors that are businesses, like your diesel person, you can add that person as a contractor on paid, and you're also able to pay them what they are supposed to be paid, right, on PaidHR. So, before you pay anybody, we need to have that records here. And that's why you have, add your employees, add your contractors, and you also have options, right? Do I want my employees to self-onboard themselves? I know someone asked when we were starting, easy onboarding, right? She mentioned that she would like easy onboarding. I want to assign documents to this employee. I want to assign assets to this employee. I need them to sign, or I need them to see our code of conduct, our employee handbook, right when they are onboarding. I also need to assign them tasks, right? The tasks that they will do, maybe go to the hospital or the company hospital for their medicals. All these are onboarding items, right? So we're able to say, do you want employees to do the self-onboarding by themselves, where they get an email telling them that PaidHR, or rather the organization, has onboarded PaidHR to manage them. So they should create their account, set up their password, set up their profile, fill in their information, like their next of kin information, their account numbers, their house address, date of birth, all this personal information you require from your employees, as well as additional custom fields. So we have some people who want to capture NINs of their employees, or want to know how many kids their employees have, for instance. These are additional custom fields that are also able to ask intending on new employees at the point of onboarding. Also have the option of the admin, right? Onboarding the employee by themselves. So let's say you're about to hire an example, maybe a driver, for instance, who may or may not have a device that is connected to the internet, right? So at this point, you're not able to send them self-onboarding because they are not equipped to do so. So as the admin, you also have the option to do all of that by yourself. Now we also know that you may have hundreds of employees, right? You don't want to start doing that manually and start adding them one by one, right? So that's what we've done. We've also allow you to do a bulk update, right? Or bulk upload rather. And it's in two ways. You can either download our own template or you're able to upload your own spreadsheet as it is. If you have, I'm sure as HR professionals, we will have a Google sheet, an Excel sheet, or a folder that has every information about our employees, their biodata, and all of that. So we can also allow you, the system allows you update your own template. So this is a new improvement, from the feedback that we've gotten from customers and telling customers, we don't want to use a template. We don't want to start going to our already created templates to start moving columns around or moving rows around. I want to upload what I have on my system. So you're also able to do that. And this is not even, you can choose a file or you can use our own file as well. You also can restrict if you don't want employees to know yet, or you want them to enter their own details online, like I mentioned earlier. And adding contractors to what's the name of the contractor, I'm able to add their details, if they are a company as well, I'm able to add their identification number, their RC number, if that's applicable. Now, once I'm done with setting up, adding my employees, then I'm told to set up my payroll. And what this means is that when do I pay, right? When do I pay my employees, right? What day do I want to start running my payroll? And what is my payroll cycle like? We have some people whose payroll cycle is from the 10th of the previous month to the 10th of a new month. That's their payroll cycle. We also have people who, what's it called now? We also have people who is from the first, at least at PaidHR, it's from the first to the last day of the month. So you're able to set up all of that in readiness for your payroll. If you have all of this information, you see that the timestamp or the date stamp says from Tuesday, September 17th. Once you're done with this, your account manager then reviews all of the things that you've done, helps you ensure that your information is correct, you set up your payroll properly, in which you're able to do really, right? And then we're able to you're able to click on submit for review, and then it comes to your account manager. They review and they approve immediately. Once they see that you're all set up to run your payroll, they review and they reach out to you if you need additional support. What we've also done is to show you what checklist you should have. So maybe you've not yet started and you actually don't want to click on all of these one by one to actually see what you require. We've done a checklist for you, right? So on that checklist, you're able to know the entirety of all the things that you need to set up your account. We also have articles that have been included so that, just like you're seeing what to do, you have a video, a GIF, a screenshot to take you through all the things that you need to do. You see that I'm seeing links here, and all of these things helps me know how to run my payroll, right? And add my people. We also have our chatbot here, that allows us, reply you almost immediately. And you're able to maybe ask questions. You're not sure of what you're doing next. There's always somebody ready to support you and help you. We're very early on making sure that our customers are able to carry out things by themselves, but are here to hold your hands if you require any assistance. I think I ran through what self-onboarding looks like, if it's done, and running your payroll essentially.
Yeah, thank you so much, Oyin. That was a pretty concise introduction. And I also like the fact that yes, it was concise, it was also as detailed as possible. However, I am yet to see questions flying in the chat box. If you don't have questions, it means that you're ready to onboard on PaidHR, and then we'll just get right to sending you the invoice. So
No, there's no invoice really, like really, right? You
exactly.
can
I mean, like we just send you the login link and you just get started. Thank you so much, Oyi. So if you have questions on self-onboarding, questions on flex payroll, please drop your questions now. While the questions are being compiled on the chat box, we're going to have Oluwatosin will come up to talk to us about paid hiring. Hi, Tosin. For those who are just joining us, we're excited to have you. You haven't missed so much. Edith, welcome. Hi, Tosin. How's
Hi,
your
good afternoon.
good afternoon?
How's it
Over.
going?
Going okay.
All right, awesome. Awesome. Hi guys. Good afternoon. Tosin here, as already introduced. So I'll be talking you through or talking about the features of our paid hiring. I saw somebody on the chat box say they're particularly interested in this. They want to know if it is an ATS, right? So I'll just talk through what the features of the product is, and you can ask me any questions that you want, right? Okay, I see a question here. All right.
We'll get to all the questions.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right. So just go ahead to share my screen. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right. Awesome. So paid hiring, right? One of the features of our paid hiring model. So in putting out our paid hiring model, we had to look at a few things, right? A couple of people has been, they've always been asking, how the customers ask, when are we going to be able to, hire via the product? How are we able to, we know that you have a fantastic product. We know that you're particularly you help us to do manage our people better. You help us to run payroll and and smoothen the process of our payroll, right? And there've been a lot of requests on paid hiring. When are you guys going to release something on the hiring model, on on how we can hire better? And then we hear you, we've listened to you, we've listened to your request, and then we've put together a product that can help you to set up to hire, recruit better, save costs, when it comes to recruiting. And then this product was put together, and the pricing of this product is not a lot as well. What we've done here is to give you a tool that is efficient enough to help you to attract top talent. Hire via product, go through all of the stages of hiring, manage their information, hire, or in the case where, somebody has decided not to go ahead with you, or somebody and that company has snatched them away, just like Ore was mentioning earlier, you are now able to check through the next top candidate, right? So you don't have to start going all over again to start hiring process. You already have a talent pool where you can choose the next best candidate for your organization. So without talking too much about this, I'm going to dive right into some of the features and features of the product, right? So first we have here is candidate management, right? So the product helps you to store and organize candidates profiles for easy access and search. So I was just talking about this earlier when I said, there are some candidates who you've gone through all of the hiring processes, and at the end you send your offer letter and they just won't come, right? But using this tool, you are able to store all of the candidates' information. You could always search through for candidates that next best candidates, right? The system also allows you to rank candidates based on the criteria and qualification. So, once your number one decides not to join, or something happens and number one doesn't come through, you have number two, you have number three, that you could always go through and reference for easy hiring, right? And so we all know that the idea of a product or technology is to make your processes simpler, as well as simplify everything that you do, right? So the next feature that we have here is job posting and sourcing. So using these products, you are able to, or using using the paid hiring model, you are able to create your job description, right, and define the criteria that you are looking out for, and all of the internal processes as well. You're able to define that as well. And once you've created your job ad and you post that job ad, what we do is that we create a URL that you can use to publish these job postings or this job ad on job boards and even your company website, right? We allow for integrations to your company website, your career page, where you can post this job. You can also connect the model to social media platforms like LinkedIn, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Facebook as well, right? You could just, with the click of a button, share this job ad, and then you're able to attract the kind of employees or the kind of candidate that you would want. And once in process of you setting up what this job posting is going to be about, you are able to, like I said earlier, define what kind of candidates, right, that you're looking for. So even from the hiring process or even from the job application process, you're able to even sieve out candidates that would not be competent enough for you or do not meet the kind of criteria that you are looking out for. We also help to identify and recruit passive candidates through other various channels, right? Something also we've looked at is workflow management, tracking the progress of candidates throughout the hiring process. You are able to define things like the hiring processes, the hiring pipeline. Define how you hire for. Of course, how you would hire for a technology-based role would not be the same way you would hire for maybe where you hire a sales guy, for example, right? So you're able to define all of those processes, and you're able to track the progress of candidates through all of these processes, right? Okay, you want to see everybody who at the interview stage, you want to see everybody who is in the introductory stage, you want to see everybody who you send offer letters, you're able to do all of that tracking. We also help to automate tasks like scheduling of interviews and sending out offer letters. Instead of having to manually go to define to set up interviews for every employee or every potential candidate, right? You are able to automate all of this scheduling. You can do a bulk schedule for all of your candidates. You're able to schedule them one by one. But the key word here is automating the scheduling. You can do that via the product as opposed to going to Google Calendar. Whatever platform is, maybe Google Workspace or Microsoft Teams, having to go and schedule those interviews one by one. You're able to automate all of that via the product. So just speaking more on the interview, right? The interview scheduling on the product is email-based, and then, it applies for both virtual interviews and in-person interviews. So for virtual interviews, you put in a link there where you carry out these interviews. For in-person interview, right, you are able to define what location that this employee or this potential candidate is able, where they're supposed to go or come to for them to have that interview. Moving on to onboarding. So, once you've scheduled that interview, right, and this person has, this is your candidate, right? And then you send them an offer letter, you're able to send them offer letters directly from the product, especially if you are using our products to manage your people as well, right? You send them offer letter directly from the product, and at the point where they accept that offer letter, you are able to begin their onboarding process and documentation process via the product, right? All of the information that these employees or these potential candidates would have imputed at the beginning of them, applying for their job, basic things like their names, what job role that they're applying for, and all of those basic information that this employee or this candidate would have provided from the onset, all of this information is not lost, and it is followed through to onboarding, right? And then, at the point where you've onboarded them and you've done all your documentation, like sending them onboarding, the onboarding documents, you've assigned their assets, what work tools they'll be working with, and all of the necessary documentation. The system automatically updates employees database with the new hires, right? So automatically, these new hires now get into your system. You are able to now manage them directly from inside the product. Integration. So lastly, what we have here is integrations. So integrations here basically is just saying, you want to integrate this product with your job, with your career page, your website. You want to, integrate the hiring model with, some other third-party applications. We allow for you to do that, right? We have embed code and, all of the API integrations and API keys that would help you to seamlessly do all of this. We also have a standby support who is going to help and assist you throughout, the process of you integrating. I mean, if you have any challenge or if there's anything that, you need our assistance for, just like when you mentioned, we are very big on customer support, would always be there for you. Right. So thank you very much. I've come to the end of my slides. So if you have any questions, we're here to respond to them. So
Thank you so much, Tosin. Thank you so much for doing justice to the introduction into paid hiring. I'm opening my chat box now, and I can't see questions outside of the one Omotayo has dropped. I mean, the entire essence of why we're here is to ask questions. And just as, the title of the event says, ask the experts. So our expectation is that, we're here to answer your questions. So today you won't be hearing a lot of talk from us. We do have an event next week, though. I will get into that. But before that, I would just like for us to, just drop our questions. There's a question here from Omotayo that says, is PaidHR software an application that is bought once and for all, or one has to pay monthly subscription? Tosi, I think that's for you.
Yes, thank you very much for that lovely question. So paid hiring, okay, they actually said paid HR software, right? So the paid HR software is a subscription-based product. So what this means is that you pay a subscription fee. The subscription fee you are billed on a monthly and on the annual and biannual basis, right? So you are not buying it once. So because it's a software as a service solution, you're not buying it once and for all, right? You pay on a subscription based.
Yeah, I also wanted to add that you're also able to pay monthly. Like I mentioned, that's the essence of the flex bureau. I don't know why Tosin missed that out. But Tosin used to be a salesman, so I guess you can't really take the sales out of a man, right? So we also have the flex payroll. So you only have to pay us when you are running payroll and when you use PaidHR to run payroll. And I can't think of, or I can't mention all of the benefits that is added even for your own people. They get to have their pay slips on time. A lot of people, you'd be surprised at how much employees really want to get their pay slips. Like I didn't think that it was this important, but even for me, I want to see the breakdown of the compensation that you're paying me. As well as, again, I wanted to quickly talk about earned wage access, or can I do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so running payroll with PaidHR would also allow your employees get access to their salaries, their earned money before payday. So that's also something that works hand in hand with running payroll at PaidHR and paying monthly, really. So you don't have to make a huge commitment. You would use the product for the entire month before you make any payment to us.
Yeah.
I hope that helps.
Yes, thank you so much, Oyi. Thank you for shedding more light on the flex plan. And due to the changes in the economy and I mean, I think Africa generally is really going through it, but let's bring that down to Nigeria, right? For us, it was just important to go back to the drawing board to find ways that we can, make things so much easier for our customers or people who are yet to be our customers, which is why we came up with the flex payroll plan. And like Oyin has said, you're able to use it for a month. So we want you to see the value. It's for us, it's not just about, talking and talking, right? We want you to come on, see the value for yourselves, and then make your decision based off of that. So thank you so much. There's another question in the chat box. I'm going to read that out quickly. Tosin, this is for you as well. My question is this from Timmy. Is it only the applicants who apply using PaidHR that can be sent offers from Paid, since offers cannot be sent to anyone who hasn't previously registered on Paid as a user? Tosin.
Yeah. So to answer this question, so I think I'm going to start with the second part of it. I say since offers cannot be sent to anyone who hasn't previously registered on Paid as a user. Offers can be sent to anyone. Actually, you do not have to have registered as a user. So offers can be sent to anyone. That might be a misconception, but to correct that, offers can be sent to everyone. And then the top one says, is it only the applicants who can apply using PaidHR? Is the only applicants who has applied? So no. So I sort of answered that it's not only applicants who apply using PaidHR that can send offers from Paid. Applicants can be sent, but also people who did not apply via the product. You can send offers letter to them. So as a HR manager, maybe you hire this person outside of the product or without using our ATS tool, and then you still want to send them an offer letter, you are able to do that, using the product, and they will also be able to accept the offer letter. Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, no gatekeeping. Yes. Timmy, I hope that answers your question. If so, please just drop a yes in the chat box. If not, you can drop a no, and where you like Tosin to expand on or expatiate on. Yeah. Does anyone have questions for Oyin regarding the flex payroll plan, self-onboarding, and everything in between?
I think Timmy said that the question, not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you just let us
Maybe
know
mute the mic so you can speak.
Yeah. Hi, Timmy. You can unmute and ask your questions live.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, thanks so much for this privilege. And so we've actually tried to send offers before using a PaidHR, mainly because the ATS wasn't affected or wasn't working at the time. Maybe that's why it wasn't working. What we realized was that when we send send offers to them, it gives them this link that they have to sign up or log in before they can access it. Maybe we jumped the gun, maybe it wasn't time for us to do that, but that was what we realized. So everyone we send off to about 2 people and need to give them this thing to sign in or log in with their details. So we're thinking they're not employees yet, they're not part of our organization, there's already have access to Paid. They don't have the email, so they can't log in, because in an organization, you have to log in with your official email to access Paid. So since they don't have that yet, there's no way they could access PaidHR. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I got that very correctly. Sorry, was somebody saying something?
No, Tosin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I got that correctly. So when you send the offer letter, what it sends them a link, and then when they click on view offer, then it takes them to the login page.
Yes.
That's very unusual. It's a very strange behavior. But I know for a fact that that is not the usual behavior. So, if you could reach out to us, we'll be able to investigate and find out why he acted like that. But the usual behavior for the product is for them to be able to view the offer letter. They'll be able to view the offer letter. And then what happens next is once they accept that offer letter, once they accept the offer, they're now able to set up, they're able to log in and create their own account, right, to begin their onboarding process. Right. So for it to have skipped where they need to accept the offer and taking them to the login page, then something was not done correctly, or the behavior there is not that's straight. But please reach out to us via. I'll probably just drop my email there. Please reach out to us and for us to get on the call and investigate.
Yeah, we can also drop Oyin's email so that the customer success team can also pick up that request as soon as in fact, before we drop off this call. Yes. Thank you so much, Timmy. We really, really appreciate your feedback. And as just to buttress what Tosin has said, there has to be, something going on because this is not the status quo. And I'm very confident that will be resolved. So yes, we have another question from Kende. Good afternoon. My question is it now a free software or only 1 month trial access? I have a follow-up question to that before Oyin answers that. So Kende, what are you trying to do exactly on the platform? Is it for payroll specifically, or do you refer to like the entire suite of solutions?
Candy, are you sure? This is an ask us anything question on the.
It's why we're here, literally. Yeah, because the question I asked would help only answer your question very correctly or spot on. Yeah, because there are different there's a different context that requires different solutions. Okay, so while Kende is gathering more clarity on the question, we have Edith in the chat box. Employees must be onboarded for them to access the offer letter as they need to log in. Edith, is this a question? I assume it is a question.
I think she's texting. Edith is a customer. We're always chatting. Yeah, she's one of
yes. Right. That's it. Okay. All right. So Candy has provided more clarity. I'm asking if it's a paid platform or the access is for 1 month. Okay. Oh yeah. I think you can just give a blanket answer that speaks to if you're using all paid solutions or the models, and if you're just coming for payroll, so that your question.
Okay. I think what she wants to know is this a free software? Right, because we've always like for instance, Instagram is a free software to use. PDF, maybe some of the things that you use to convert PDF to Word, they are free softwares, you don't pay anything, but you need a subscription, whatever type it is, to use paid. So it is not a free service. What we've just done is that you only have to pay when you need to do something, right? Something like payroll, basically. So it is a paid software. It is not a free software, but you have the flexibility on how you want to pay for the product. Either you want to pay free before you use, or post after you're using or during your usage. So that's basically the answer. It is not a free software. You still get to pay, but you now have flexibility on what you are paying and when you are paying. Exactly. I hope that helps, Brandy.
Yeah, exactly that. And like I'm not sure at what point Kende joined, if she saw the video that we shared earlier.
I joined around good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
I joined about I think 1:30 there about. I had to leave a meeting, so I came late, so I kind of like missed a lot.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's why we're here to answer your questions. So
Yeah, but all
are
right,
you
sorry
satisfied?
for cutting short, but you're going to share the recording with everyone, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you
okay, that's fine.
to catch
So I'll
up.
catch up.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you satisfied with Owen's answers?
Well, I want to ask, uh, is it just the payroll? Because that's where I joined. Is it the payroll, the onboarding that is free or something? Or we have access to just have a 1 month trial?
Okay. Let me take it again, right? Because it's a very
Okay.
important question that you just asked. I really like that you're asking the right questions. So you said that you're much more interested in payroll, right? That's what you just mentioned.
No, not payroll. That was what I heard. Like maybe this, I really can't say, but I joined around the payroll to onboarding session or something when the guy was talking about, the man was talking about onboarding documents, assets,
Yeah, I just want
and
to
all
know
that.
for you, right? For you especially,
Well, my
if
interest
you're
is in
considering paid.
all. I think I've had a demo session with paid before, PAD before it became
Sure.
PAID.
I think,
And
yeah,
so apparently I'm kind of like interested in everything that they
okay.
want, it's offered. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, now I think that was what Aura was trying
Yeah,
to
that was what I was trying to
understand.
clarify.
Yeah, so basically you've now expressed that you want to do all of the entire features, right? You're interested in everything. For that purpose, it's a paid subscription. And Tosi answered there's a biannual subscription and an annual subscription, right? Well, on this call, what we've just mentioned is that in when you're trying to even use all these tools or you want to pay for every feature, you're able to self-onboard yourself, right? You're able to do all of these things yourself. And it's okay if you actually opt out of self-onboarding, because I understand, it might be, you may not even have the time, but we've put in that option for people who want to take charge of their onboarding. But that's why the customer support team is also there anyway, where if a customer wants to opt out from self-onboarding, there's also a concierge service that helps them onboard. Now, to your question on if it's free or if, can you have 1 month free trial? No. I can advise that you can start with the flex plan, which allows you have access to the products before you run your first payroll. So at the point that you're running your first payroll, that's when you make payment. And that payment you're not doing it outside of PaidHR. You are doing it within the application at the point of running your payroll. So everything is neat and smooth, all in one process. But for people who want to use other features, want to use other products like ATS that we just spoke about today, like performance management, disciplinary announcements, all these other things that we have, we require that you pay a subscription before usage. But Kennedy, I want to know if I'm being clear enough, or you just need me to expand further on some of the things that I've said.
That's fine. That's very fine. Thank
Should we be reaching out to you? As you said that you've
Already
even
done a
spoken to us
demo.
before,
Yeah.
you've done a demo,
you. Yes, I spoke with Pedro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pedro,
Yeah, I
yeah,
spoke with
that's our
Pedro. Yeah,
colleague.
I'm in touch with Pedro. So I'm just going to I don't know, I'll still check it out again. And
Did you
Yeah,
was
I'm
definitely
texting Pedro
just reach
right
out to
now.
I'm
Pedro.
Right?
like
I
You're
spoke
talking
to
to Pedro.
Kayode. Please speak to her.
You're calling me out. Wow.
I'm texting her right now. Kayode Rachel, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kende, for that awesome question. I guess that, I love the vibe in the room. We're warming up, and like I've said so many times on this call, this is why we're here, to answer all your questions, right? Okay, we do not have, okay, Ifeoma, please, would the highlights be shared? Yes, absolutely. We will share the recording after, once we're done. Right. Okay. So, Tosi did, a quick run through of paid hiring, right? However, as I mentioned earlier, there is a workshop happening next week that gives you the opportunity to then go into the paid hiring solution, right? We get to understand exactly how it saves you cost live on the call. We do a live demo, a live simulation of, the entire process from getting started to hiring your diamond candidates. So it'll be great for you to join us. If you look to your screen, you see the flyer right there, optimizing your hiring strategy, how an ATS can boost efficiency and cut cost. And we have a guest speaker this time around. Usually, we just keep it in-house, but this time around we have a guest speaker in the person of Joel Babatunde or Guy HR. I don't know anyone who, you might have seen him on social media, on LinkedIn. So yeah. Sorry?
I'm familiar with him.
Okay. I'm not sure I got what Kendi was saying. Right. Okay, I'll just move on.
She was saying that she's familiar with Oga HR.
Right. Okay. Yes. So we have him joining us next week, and I'm personally excited to just, hear what he has to say. And then Tosi is going to take us smack into the products, right? So questions like what Timmy asked, right? We then get to see live and direct all the different simulations of how we can use paid hiring to cut cost and just make our work even better. And my colleague Nancy will do the honors of hosting us next week while I, stay in the background. All right, so are there more questions? Like I said, I have a question. I wanted to find out if anyone on the call has an ATS or a hiring solution that they currently use. If you look to the chat box, the registrations for the workshop Thrive is in the chat box, so you can just click on the link to register straight from here. Yes. So does anyone currently use any ATS? There's a question, Mensa. Hello, everyone. Are we going to also have an end-to-end walkthrough of the payroll and performance management feature on this call? Hi, Mensa. Thank you so much for your question. Unfortunately, we will not be able to do like a demo walkthrough on this call. But if you would definitely like to know more about it, you can, yes, just as Onya said, share your email address and we'll schedule a private demo with you so that will take you smack into the products. You can also register for Thrive happening next week. On Thrive, we usually have breakout sessions for different kinds of consultation. And so, we'll also do that. But I think for a best case scenario and best personalized experience, you can just drop your email address and then we'll do a one-on-one private demo for you. Mensa, does that work?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
I will be looking forward to seeing your email address in the chat.
Yes, I'll do that shortly. I'll send that via the chat now.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, I was asking a question if anyone on the call uses an ATS currently. We can just, raise our hands or do a thumbs up before we move on. We're bringing the session to an end pretty soon. So now is the time. There's no better time than now. Welcome, Stella from Impact Hub, Lagos. We're excited to have you join us. Okay, Tosi. Tosi, put down your hands.
Yes. I have a question for.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes, may I have question? We're asking questions here now, so it's question.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So may I have a question for Timmy Adeni? She was the first one who asked the question, and she said she's particularly interested in paid hiring and how to use it. She wants to know if it's an ATS or not. So I wanted to confirm if her question has been answered, right? And then yeah, I just wanted to find out if her question has been answered. Yeah. Hi, Timmy.
Hi, I'm here. So you're asking me if my question, if it's an ATS, has been answered. Oh, yes, it has.
It has. Okay, awesome.
Timmy, are you
I
very
think
sure about that?
so I know that some people and the reason why I asked was because I suspected, I assumed that her expectation might be that I was going to do a demonstration of the product so that she can know whether it's the ATS or for hiring. But all of that will be done in our Thrive session coming up next week. Like already previously talked about. So we'll get into the product, we'll do a step-by-step analysis, step-by-step demonstration from setting up your job description and all of that down to sending them offer letters and them receiving that offer letter, right? So we'll do that end-to-end, the end-to-end and accepting the offer letter, right? So we'll do that end-to-end demonstration for us to see how easy and how effective using an ATS tool could be, and how it can basically make life easier. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I've also dropped the registration link again in the chat box, so we can just register straight from that. Okay, Koi. I think that we have a lot of people who are really interested in, seeing a walkthrough, and yeah, your expectations will be met next week at our workshop. Again, if you look to your screen, you can see all the information is happening next week on the 19th of September at 1 p.m. via Zoom as well. And we have a guest speaker, PaidHR, Joel Babatunde, and of course, Tosin. All right. If there are no more questions, we will be bringing this session to a close. I'm a bit saddened by that. It's been a good time, even though I don't think we've had as much questions as I wished, but I think that the ones we've had so far are pretty spot on and quite engaging and enlightening. So yes, we're going to be taking a short poll. Invoice. Yes, because if everyone doesn't, have an ATS that they currently use, then it makes everyone is a potential customer for us to engage. But yes, let's take that conversation up next week at Thrive.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, we'll be sharing a poll right now. The essence of the poll is just to understand if your expectations were met today, if we answered your thoughts, your questions the way you hoped, and if generally if you were satisfied with what you've come to hear today. So on your screen, once again, all you have to do is just make like click on the circles to choose the options that best describes your experience and click submit. Please, 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 we'll really appreciate your feedback. This will help us prepare better for you next time, and even take your feedback in preparation for Thrive happening next week. So let's get to filling the poll, to answering the poll. The first question, how satisfied were you with the overall AMA session? Single choice. Were you very satisfied, or just satisfied, dissatisfied, or very dissatisfied? Second question, did the AMA session meet your expectations? It exceeded my expectations, met my expectations, or fell short? Third question, how useful did you find the responses during this session? extremely useful, very useful, somewhat useful, not very useful, no use. I'm hoping no one chooses the last questions, but if that is your reality, it is very, very valid, and we really would appreciate you being as honest as you can so that we can improve your experience. And number 4, would you like to see a demo of how PaidHR works? Okay, I think I already have an answer to that. One person already said they're interested in doing that. That's Mensa. And number 5, was there a question you wish had been answered but wasn't? If yes, please specify. This last question is very, 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 very important. Every question is important, but the last one, is a bit more, will I say, qualitative. So it gives us a better understanding of how we can, ensure that we meet you at the point of your needs. I know that sounds very, yeah. Okay. Please, let's take the poll. The poll will be up for 1 more minute. And while we're doing that, I would like to encourage us to also check out our website. So beyond the Flex Payroll Plan, beyond PaidHiring, beyond self-onboarding, there's a host of solutions that cater to your professional needs on PaidHR. And if you visit our website, paidhr.com, we'll also be putting that in the chat box. If you visit the website, you're able to see everything and anything that we offer to ensure that HR professionals do their job more effectively with as little stress and error as possible. So from, as Oyin has said, flex payroll to helping you do your remittances, tax, pension. We remit between 3 to 5 days so that you are as compliant as can be, and you avoid any potential issues with the government or, compliance bodies, or even with employees, So yes, we help you remit your taxes and pensions on time without errors. We take all of that burden off of you. We also have our end wage access solution, which helps, which gives your employees financial flexibility so they're able to access their pay whenever, as long as they've worked for that number of days. They have access to 50% of their earned wages. What this also does for you as a HR professional is that it takes away, all the requests that come to you. Sometimes the company might not even be able to accommodate such requests as loans and salary advances, and then you have to, start to explain to the employee who is in dire need of assistance, that, oh, we're unable to give you this amount. It takes all of that away. It also ensures that the employees themselves have privacy, right? They don't have to come to you to divulge, life problems that they might have preferred to have kept private. With the end wage access, they're able to just log into the PaidHR employee app, withdraw their money for whatever they need. So yes, everything just to ensure that the workplace works smoothly. You can find on our website, www.paidhr.com. I'm putting that in the chat box now. All right. You can also follow us on social media. We are Get Paid HR everywhere. And we recently joined TikTok. So if TikTok shenanigans is your vibe after work, please follow us on TikTok. We promise that we're not as serious as we sound here on TikTok. We would really, really love to have you. Yes. Okay. So before we go, does anyone have any questions, any additions, clarifications before we call it a day? Okay. Thank you, Mensa. All right. Thank you all for joining us today. Omotayo, Nikitaros. There's an account that says HB, but I'm not sure. Yes, so Koi, Oluwatoyin, Edith, Ifoma, Kende, Toyo. We really, really appreciate you joining us today. And to my colleagues at PaidHR, you guys are rockstars. Thank you for supporting this session, from Oyin to Tosi, Nancy, Casey, Benga behind the scenes. Thank you all so much. And do have a fantastic Thursday.